Y'all know what it is. It's the Sweat Lot Experience.
Yo, 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 yo. Everybody welcome in. Everybody welcome in. I want to thank y'all for tuning into the 5minusTwo podcast. I'm your host, EB Sweatlot, and this is Off Hours episode 4. Now, in today's episode, man, we're going to touch on a deep one, man. Energy. And, it's something I've been dealing with on my journey on self-improving and becoming the best version of myself. And I notice, energy never lies. It never lies. And you can tell, when something's not right, or when somebody's not vibing with you, or when you're not vibing with other people, or in my situation, when you come around or when you walk into the room, the energy shifts. And it's kind of interesting because, I stay to myself, I stay in my lane, I do my job, come to work, go home, come to work, go home. And you can tell when people are kind of put off by it because they want to see what makes you tick, what trying to get under your skin, trying to get to know you. And I'm a very special individual who prides himself on limited access. I was taught to protect my energy at all costs, even around family members, co-workers, just about anybody. And the reason why I was raised to protect your energy, because it's not only key to your survival but your mental health too as well. Depending on people's situations, you could be a positive or a negative person. And I know just being negative, being down, man, that's so draining, so irritating, just so ugh. It's almost like you're stuck in a mode. And it's interesting because I'm reading this book right now. This is a different book. It's called Start Thinking Rich. It's called Start Thinking Rich. And I just picked it up today. But and I'm gonna tie this into the energy thing. It kind of breaks down, people's belief in money is the reason why they're poor. Hint, hint. It also tells you that most people don't want to become millionaires. They just want to spend a million now. And to tie that in with energy, sometimes I have to wonder that some people don't want, to improve. It's almost like they have this certain baggage that they want to keep, and that saying, misery loves company. But tying money into energy, because money is energy, it flows where it's invited. And I was always taught to go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. And sometimes I feel that too as well. My energy is I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I know people can feel my energy. It's been some people say it's strong energy. And some people like it, some people don't. Some people are intrigued by it. And even at work, I notice, I observe, I peep game, and some people are drawn to it. Some people are, fascinated. Some people are put off by it, but it never changes who I am. And, that's one thing I wanted to touch on this episode of energy. Protect your energy, but also beware of the energy you're putting out too as well. And this is something I'm dealing with on this journey. Like I said, I'm on this self-improve journey of improving myself spiritually, financially, emotionally, and physically and healthy too as well. So in all aspects of my life, energy is a big thing. And I've always had a saying, it's 3 things I hate to waste. I hate to waste. And I don't say that word hate a lot, but I gotta, I don't, dislike doesn't hit as hard as hate. It's time, money, and energy. 3 things I hate to waste. Time, because I can never get that back. That's more valuable than money. I could lose money I could lose $5 and make $5 back. Energy, I could get my energy drained and I can make it back. But time, money, and energy, the reason why I say those 3 things, because those all coincide with everything. Not just for me, but for everybody. Time, money, energy. Those are 3 things I'm learning to be very, very protective about. And I'm not saying that I like isolation. I'm just saying that not everybody deserves my company, my energy, does not deserve me being around them. There's a saying, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but that's cool because not everybody's supposed to be drinking from your cup in the first place. So, I kind of like to keep that mindset when it comes down to like certain things. And I'm not trying to sound like doomy and gloomy. I'm just saying that's just something I learned on my journey. This journey of life is to protect your energy at all costs, because energy is very valuable. Whether it's no matter what you do, no matter what industry you're into, it flows into everything we do, especially us humans on this planet. Energy is so valuable. That's why so many people, so many industries work so hard to get it, work so hard to contain it, to control it, to manipulate it too, which is crazy. But I'm not gonna be live. I'm not gonna be long. Excuse me, I can't even talk today. I'm not gonna be long. This is gonna be like a part 2 series. So you consider this part 1. But once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the 5minusTwo podcast. I am your host, EB Sweatlot. This is Off Hours, episode 4. And once again, I'll holler at you guys. Peace.